I done beat a lot of stuff. No matter what they try to take away from me, I beat it. I beat it.
Boom! Right?
And I'm still trying to, push forward. When people say legacy, I feel like you gotta picture where I came from. I already done enough.
The mega fight, his dance with destiny, is almost here. Both superstars are deep in fine-tuning, where secrecy is everything. That's why Davis made sparring the heartbeat of his camp. No cameras allowed. Still, his team's quiet confidence speaks volumes about his readiness.
Hey, you having fun, ain't you?
We're 2 weeks out from Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis, and the energy's shifting fast. Every new clip, leaked sparring rumor, and photo from Tank's camp is fueling a full-blown storm. Years ago, the legendary Marvin Hagler said it best. It's hard to wake up for road work at 5 a.m. when you're sleeping in silk pajamas. When you're hungry, the grind feels natural. But once comfort sets in, that fire fades, unless it was never about comfort to begin with. Now, Tank looks massive. That lightweight frame, gone. He's walking with fight week swagger. Chest out, shoulders broad, arms like he's been sparring powerlifters instead of boxers. You can almost feel the weight of those punches through the screen.
You gotta have confidence. The crowd, the hype. I don't know what type of person Frank are. I could tell body language. And I would see it. I would see it if he's nervous or anything like that inside the ring. If it do play a big part, I take advantage of it.
But here's where everyone's got it twisted. Don't confuse that size for slowness. We've seen this story before. Remember Terrence Crawford? Critics said he was too small, that he'd lose speed, that Canelo was too big. Then Crawford showed up bigger, sharper, and dismantled Canelo like he'd lived in that weight class forever. That's the blueprint Tank's following now.
You gotta remember, you need a performance of your life. The whole world will be watching this young man.
Hold on, yeah.
The big stage. Record-breaking audience. Million watching. For Tank, this isn't new. But this time, the stakes feel different. He's never faced a more dangerous puzzle to solve. It's not just size, it's smart mass, controlled power. Tank's not here to outrun Jake Paul. He's here to outgun him. Every pound looks purposeful. Every move still razor sharp. 2 weeks out, the message couldn't be clearer. This isn't Tank adjusting to Jake's size. This is Tank turning that size in his next highlight reel victim.
I don't want to lose. I hate losing. I know Tank hate losing. Lamont damn sure don't want to lose, so it's going to make for a good fight, man.
Just as talk heats up about Tank's wild training camp and that monster bulk up, boom! David Benavidez steps in, calm and collected, but hitting harder than a left hook. He says, I'm happy Tank's getting the bag, but I want to see him fight Shakur Haney, the real killers. And honestly, he's not wrong. We've all been craving those legacy matchups, like fans waiting for a trilogy that never comes.
I just want to see Tank fight Shakur Stevens, Devin Haney, all the fights, man. Like, you know what I mean? I think it's Tank, as a world champion first, he should give us those fights. Because those are the fights I want to see. Not taking anything away from the fight with Jake Paul. I know it's going to be a big fight with big money, But
Benavidez drops a sneaky gem here. He knows the money fights are smart business, even if they've been boxing's holy code a bit. He basically said what everyone's thinking. This one's not about skill. It's about danger and size colliding in real time. And that's what makes it electric. You've got one of the most explosive punchers since Mike Tyson stepping into a circus act that could turn into a crime scene. And people are mad he's making $40 million? Be honest. If you could earn that before breakfast, you'd sign the contract too.
It's not really, it's competitive to the point where it's not really about the skill. It's about the size and the skill. You know what I mean? Because Tank is way smaller than Jake Paul, but we know that if he lands a good shot, it could be over for Tank. But also, in my opinion, Jake Paul is so big that if he lands the right shot, maybe if he lands in the back of the head or in the side of the head, it might be over too.
And just as Benavidez finished dropping that real talk about money versus legacy, boom, Abel Sanchez steps in like the voice of old school reality, ready to pour cold water on all the modern madness. No filters, no fluff. He said, I don't like the fight as a fan, but as a coach, take the bag, son. That's brutal honesty, and I respect it. Abel's not preaching legacy. He's preaching longevity. In his eyes, if you're punching for a living, make sure those punches pay the bills.
Well, you know what? As a fight fan, I don't like the fight. But as a coach, I think it's a good move for Tank Davis. I mean, I've seen too many kids go out of this sport with not a cent in their pocket. And I think that if Tank Davis takes advantage of a big payday like that, I think it's a ridiculous fight as far as a fight fan. But as a coach, I understand it. You have to take care of your own.
And that's real. Boxing history is full of broke legends with belts, but no bank accounts. Tank locking in a payday with Jake Paul isn't ducking. It's chess. Smart fighters hit two targets: opponents and generational wealth. But then Abel brought that vintage coach logic, saying Jake Paul's no real threat. He said it like Jake's just a YouTuber on career day. You can almost hear him go, yeah, he's got 50 pounds on him, but Tank's been fighting giants since the playground.
In the street, that's who he was fighting. He was fighting bigger guys than him. He was always a smaller guy. So he knows how to fight those big guys. He knows how to duck up underneath and throw those looping shots because that's who he fought in the street. At least that's my opinion anyway. He's always been the little guy, and I'm sure that in the streets he wasn't a choir boy. I'm sure that he had his moments, and everybody was bigger than him. So he knows how to take care of himself. I don't think Jake Paul is a threat to him.
The way Abel broke it down, head movement, looping shots, that Street Fighter DNA, it was poetic violence disguised as wisdom. The highlight? He compared Jake to a guy who might land once if grandma had a mustache. Pure gold. That's old school boxing humor at its best. Abel gave Tank his flowers while side-eyeing the circus. And he's right, because if Tank lands clean, that 50-pound gap won't mean a thing. Jake's next upload might just be from Dreamland.
You know, like you're a bigger guy, you could take punches from a smaller guy, you know?
If grandma had a mustache,
that's not really your grandma.
Yeah. If Tank connects with the right hand, he's putting him out.
Yeah.
Just like he did Garcia.
I think that's what a lot of people like are thinking, but
again, it's on the up and up.
Yeah.
So I keep saying, no, it's on the up and up. I hope it is.
Right after Abel Sanchez dropped that cold splash of boxing realism, Michael Jai White steps in like the smooth, fight-savvy philosopher of the game. He's studying the betting odds like a film script. Jake at plus 136, Tank at minus 175, and he's already calling it. Yeah, Tank's the guy. But he says it with that calm actor confidence, like he's not even surprised. And really, how could you be? This isn't just size versus skill. It's TikTok strength versus world-class timing.
But the fact that Gervonta, I believe he spars people that are much heavier than him. And that upper.
Well, who do you got?
I would have to bet on Gervonta because for all the little things, all that, and the fact that he's not old. Yeah. I think he makes up for the weight situation. I don't know if a guy that size is going to be fast enough to catch Gervonta clean.
True.
Yeah.
But Gervonta might catch him.
Oh, he is going to catch him.
Michael gets it. You can't fake fight IQ. Jake might pack YouTube power, but Tank's got generational precision. The kind that doesn't miss, even 3 weight classes up. The way Michael put it was flawless. Yeah, Jake's fighting a real champion this time. It's a reminder that boxing isn't a content creator side quest. Then he jokes about people fighting bears next. And he's not wrong. The sport's turning into a circus. But Tank's here to remind everyone what real violence looks like. You can bulk up, cut down, or pray to the algorithm. But when that left hand lands, it won't feel like views. It'll feel like vengeance.
If it wasn't Gervonta Davis, it was somebody else in that weight category.
It'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, it'd be ridiculous. But Gervonta, I mean, technique-wise and heart-wise, that makes it interesting. Again, kudos goes to Jake Paul because it kind of worked its way up, even though the guy is so much smaller.
Just when we thought Michael Jai White's breakdown was the week's biggest moment, boxing drops a full-on Hollywood sequel. Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao 2. Seriously? We're really doing this again in 2026. Probably streaming on Netflix. Somewhere. Dana White just launched his headset across the room. Floyd's pushing 50. Manny's retired more times than Tom Brady. And yet here we are, talking like it's 2015 all over again. It's wild, but you can't deny it feels iconic. The sport needed a spark. And who better than two legends who define an era? Netflix couldn't script it better. Nostalgia, money, and a storyline that practically writes itself.
There's the announcement, apparently in talks, in serious talks, sometime in 2026 on Netflix, Mayweather-Pacquiao 2. And what Cops said there, I agree with a lot of it. Number one, I agree that this, regardless of the skill level, regardless of the time out of the ring, regardless of all of that, this would still be a very sought after.
Because this isn't just about who wins. It's about who still deserves that ring after all these years. Let's be real. I'm watching, you're watching, we're all watching. This isn't just a fight. It's nostalgia wrapped in legacy and glossed with $1 billion budget. Sure, they're older, but tell me you wouldn't tune in just to see who aged better, the businessman or the senator. Floyd's defense might still slip past tax season, and Manny could throw a combo fast enough to restart his political career mid-fight. At this point, he's probably swinging harder just for the Wi-Fi password. But beneath the memes and madness, it's poetic. Two warriors too proud to fade quietly, stepping into the light one last time. The final chapter no one expected, but everyone secretly wanted.
46-year-old Manny came out of retirement after 3 years and went toe-to-toe and arguably beat Mario Barrios. Let's be honest. That's probably more of an indictment on the sport than this fight would ever be, but you're still going to get that feel of like, oh man, here come the novelty act fights. All right, this is what we're doing. I don't necessarily feel that way. You're going to get that feel with a lot of the hardcore boxing fans, but just like a Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, just like a Gervonta Tank Davis, Jake Paul, just like a Floyd Mayweather, Logan Paul, you're going to get more of an attention outside of your hardcore fan base from casual audiences to watch a fight like this.
So here we are, 2 weeks out, and this fight feels less like a boxing match and more like a cultural quake waiting to hit. Gervonta Davis, the compact destroyer built like a coiled spring of TNT, versus Jake Paul, the internet empire in gloves. Two worlds that never should have collided, yet somehow it works. Every quote, leak, and training clip drips adrenaline. With Benavidez, Abel Sanchez, and Michael Jai White all weighing in, it's clear this isn't just hype. It's history unfolding. Whether you're backing the boxer or the brand, old school or algorithm, boxing feels alive again.
Before you're talking about pound for pound, number one, number two greatest all time in those weight divisions. I mean, you can argue for the heavier guy. I'm just saying these are two of the greatest, and if they want to do it, even in their old age, I wouldn't recommend it. But then again, Manny just fought a world championship fight and looked okay compared to what he was in there with. So I don't mind it. I will watch this. I will break it down. I will enjoy.
So now I'll throw it to you. Who's walking out with bragging rights? And who's getting humbled? Is Tank about to silence the circus? Or will Jake Paul shock the purists again? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's settle it there. And hey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters. Catch you in the next one.